From the Meagan Islands to the city-states of Eorzea to the distant land of Tyrell via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 68 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our journey in the past, present, and possible future of Final Fantasy XIV. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, May 11th, 2025. Following podcasts may contain mature language and possibly spoilers for recent content in the game. You have been warned. My name is Brian Black, also known as Ro. And with me, as always, are my two wonderful co-hosts. First off, we have our resident Chaos Gremlin, Savage Raider, webcomic creator, and a Baldur's Gate 3 player who has disavowed Halcyon after casting a Speak with Animals that is full of regrets. Hi, Meagan.
Hi! Someone on Blue Sky, one of my friends, told me that I misinterpreted what the pig said. But in my defense...
It's debated on Reddit. It's debated on Reddit quite a bit. Okay. I can't... Look, I can get behind bestiality when it's a bear, but apparently I cannot get behind it when it's a pig. So, do with that what you will. I will say that I have cast that Speak with Animals spell on that pig in one of my first playthroughs, and I interpreted it differently, and seeing your thing, I decided to go on Reddit and see, like, okay, are people interpreting it that way or not? And it looks like when people initially read it, it can be read either way. So, yeah, it's they don't make it clear. It's ambiguous, and the ambiguousness is kind of creepy in and of itself.
I feel I was primed, considering that it starts with the pig is, like, thrusting his backside lustily or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? But like,
I don't know what the hell I missed, and I'm not entirely sure I want to know.
So, well, okay, I wanted to do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 as a college of shit. I can't remember the new bard class because you know me, I love being fancy, and I thought I'd have fun. And of course, you could pick Speak to Animals as one of your spells. And since I have ADD and I love animals, I'm just talking to every fucking animal I meet. Because why? What else would you do if you can talk to animals? You're going to talk to all the animals. So I'm wandering around the Druid Grove. Number one, I found a little rat who's like, there's an evil thing in this box over there. And I went in there. There's like a girl paralyzed on the floor guarding the box. I can't get into the fucking box, so she calls the guards on me. But anyway, that's a whole other story. I'm talking to all the animals like down in the Grove where all the druids are casting spells. And like, you know, there's birds and there's fucking wolves and stuff. And then I see a really nasty looking hog pig wandering around. But I'm talking to every animal, of course. So I go up and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And the narrator in her smooth velvety voice goes like, the pig's haunches are bucking back and forth lustily. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the pig's like, Awesome promised me a mate. Have you seen him? And I'm like,
I'm pretty sure Halcyon just promised to find him another pig to mate with.
That's what my friend told me it meant, but that is not how I took it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say I'm not surprised with how you took it. The other voice, of course, is our happy machinist and bonafide blogger who wakes up every morning to the sounds of Elven Forest, even though he hasn't played WoW much in recent years. Oh, and don't tell him, but I have secretly replaced the requirement for dad jokes today with mom jokes since we're recording on Mother's Day. Hi, Brandon.
Hello, everybody. And unfortunately, lately, I haven't been waking up with my alarm. That's just been a rarity. Lately, I've been waking up with, I don't know, being unable to breathe, apparently, if my diagnosis of apnea is anything to go by.
No!
But
Get the thing.
I am. It's arriving this week, and I have a mass fitting on Friday. Anyway, like Rose said...
I literally just got one, too. Sorry.
Cool. Like Rose said, it is Mother's Day, so it feels only right to ask you guys, did you hear about what happened when Minfilia's adoptive mother, after she had a really big steak?
She had her Philomene?
Well, she got a little tired. I mean, it was a filet mignon.
Okay. I at least I kind of knew where it was going.
That was a stretch, but I only made it work after I actually learned how her name was pronounced. So I figured, what the heck, I'll try it.
All right. Well, it has been a little over a month. Of course, there's
been some content that's been put out there as this as patch content tends to be. Every like 3 to 4 weeks we get a little more and a little more and a little more. There's a lot more coming in a couple weeks from now, but to tide us over, if you were a crafter or gatherer, or like we like to say here, if you had a disciple of the land or a disciple of the hand job, never gets old. If you had either of those, you had some content, because as long as you completed Endwalker, you can go to the moon and take part in the first phases of cosmic exploration. So I imagine we'll be talking a fair bit about that. I know Brandon has moments. I have a moment or two, and Meagan's just gotten started in dabbling. But outside of cosmic exploration and stuff, Meagan, what have you been up to over the past few weeks?
Me and Ward have been logging in and making sure to do all of the normal mode raids. This week we're actually going to get the weapon. We're finally going to turn in all the bits for the special tombstone that lets us use our other tombstones to buy a really good weapon. We're not like actively raiding hard mode. Our guild, or our friends who we used to raid with, have kind of flirted with it, but now they're obsessed with V Rising, so that's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, I've also been. I've had a realization. I was like, oh yeah, I like playing this game. I've been like trying to level up my white mage. I tried to level. I geared up my scholar so that I could get fast heal queues for said normal raiding. And I've been thinking about leveling up Bard just because, I don't know, I like Bard. It's fun. I have Picto leveled, but I'm still too dumb to have cast times. I can't do it.
Are you doing, when you're doing the raid stuff every week, are you just doing the last boss for the weapon stuff, or are you doing all of it?
I'm usually doing all of them, and then now I'm leveling up my scholar set, as well as, because I already have everything in my summoner set. And that's the great thing about being a summoner, is you get a healer for free.
Right. I mean, I haven't really cashed in on that yet. I mean, although if at any time I do want a healer, it's right there.
Yeah, man. It's incredibly easy. Also, I like the scholar toolkit. I find it is like, I do feel like summoner scholar is like, hello, were you a little slow at school? You're gonna have your classes. I'm like, thank you.
Ooh.
Like, I can't.
I don't know. I don't know if this is the great thing to say, considering a friend of the show and sometimes host Zim mains a scholar.
Look, man, I'm in this camp too. We're here together. If you are a gremlin, if you have ADD, if you're really bad at like remembering all your buttons, scholar's great.
So
there's like 3 buttons.
Would you say that scholar has an easier degree of healing?
Well, I can't say that for sure because I've never leveled up white mage, and I hear white mage is also very easy. So that's also why I am leveling up white mage, so I can have an even easier healer. But the fact that they just handed me scholar for free, I mean, it's free real estate. But yeah, so also, I don't know, I just miss playing Bard. Bard was like my first raiding class that I ever played before they were like, you should switch to Machinist because it's easier and you do better damage, because this was Heaven's Ward. And I just had no effing clue what was happening as Machinist. I still remember I was in like Alexandria raid, and I was like, what? I was like trying to shoot this giant goblin guy, trying to like, I didn't even know about global cooldowns and off global cooldowns. Okay, it was bad. Like, I didn't learn that for like 2 expansions. I was coming from WoW where it was like, press button, press button, press button, not like press button, press other button, press button, press other button.
Okay, you said WoW, so I need to bring something up. I don't know if you two have been following this or not, but I kind of follow WoW stuff a little bit here and there. Like, I'll watch an occasional Bellular vid and stuff. They are apparently doing the Final Fantasy 1 button rotation thing. You know how certain abilities change from one to a different one to a different one?
Yeah, the best rotation.
Yeah, they're bringing that into WoW, so all you would literally have to do, although it wouldn't be the optimal like DPS
Oh
or
my
whatever.
god. Look, that was already a
That's
thing
one
people
button.
did. Look, back when I was like raiding in WoW, I think it was in Firelands, our tank was a blood DK and he had his entire rotation mapped to the scroll wheel. So he would just stand in front and scroll. And then he was obviously not a very good tank with this strategy. And I just remember it became a meme between like me and the other people like Ward and the friends that we made within the raid, that he would just always be like, "Oh, sorry guys, runes. I didn't have the runes." We're like, "Why do you think you didn't have the runes?" Let them scrolling.
Years later, Magni would complain about the same thing with Azeroth's wounds.
Was it wounds or runes? No, who knows?
Exactly. I don't know.
I find it curious because it's one of those things where, like, I feel, I mean, I don't know if they would ever verify the claim or not like that, but this feels like another instance where WoW is, iterating, taking something from Final Fantasy XIV. I'd also say that's doing that to a degree with like some more of the stuff they're talking about with housing and such, but it's strange to see things going the other way around, where, I mean, it's not like World of Warcraft is a dead game or anything like that, but they've clearly seen that there are other games out there doing certain things better, and players have kind of grown and changed and adapted, and they're trying to meet with those changes.
Yeah. I'm really curious about the WoW housing. Like, what it's going to be like. Because it sounds good, but the only thing is, like, I never intentionally... everything I've learned about World of Warcraft in the past year has been against my will. It just pops up on, like, Reddit every now and then, like, because it's so popular. And then, of course, well, and then I'm like, well, fuck, now I gotta know. So I watched the video or whatever. But I'm like so goddamn curious, because my biggest thing in World of Warcraft besides raiding was roleplay, and they were so fucking I want to say hostile to raiding or to roleplaying in WoW. Like, it was just like such a non-consideration for them. And then they're adding in housing, and it sounds like everything about housing is all about roleplaying. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I am so far out of the WoW news loop, what with my wife having stopped playing. So I had no idea about any of this. I mean, I knew the housing thing was obviously a thing because we've talked about it before. But
for what I remember, you get to have like a neighborhood for your guild.
Yeah,
guilds can have neighborhoods, yes.
And that sounds fucking sweet. I would love to have a little neighborhood with a guild. Like, you can make your own little town. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's still a lot that we don't know about it, but just a few things they have shown, especially that the customization is very much like, here, we'll let you decorate as if it was Final Fantasy XIV and you were using Crime, or AKA mods.
Housing crimes means something totally different in real life.
Right.
I mean, it could be the same thing if you're, running a brothel.
Fair. It's, yeah, that will, I'm sure there's going to be your fair share of things there too now. I mean, think about the population of Goldshire is just going to drop. It's going to become a ghost town.
I feel like there'll be some nostalgia for it. But it's also I feel like the people who are like, yeah, I'm going to ERP and you're going to watch me do it, are not going to go for housing. They're going to be, they're still going to, it's not voyeur, it's the opposite of being a voyeur. Where you want people to see you. You don't want to watch it.
You're an exhibitionist?
Yeah, there it is.
I couldn't remember it either.
To get things back on track, though, Brandon, I know you've done moon stuff. Have you been up to anything else over the past few weeks?
Well, speaking of healers, I actually just finished leveling Astrologian to wow, my brain just completely shut down there. To 100. I'm working on the third stage of the Manderville relic for it.
Nice.
Moving on to Red Mage because it's the last caster aside from Picto that I need to level. Yeah, but most of my time in game has been spent on the moon leveling crafters. I've got Weaver and Goldsmith to max from 90 just in the past, couple of days or so. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I got the mech mount from the roulette wheel. I did buy the spacesuit off the market board because it was flooded and they were dirt cheap. So I figured, what the heck is the harm? Go ahead and make my crafty gear look kind of cool. Yeah, other than that, I've just been, now that I have crafters at 100, I'm finally doing the Wachu Meki Meki quests and seeing what those are all about.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about those.
I did enjoy those a fair bit. The Wachu Meki Meki quests, those are definitely fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to starting leveling gatherers with a combination of cosmic exploration and the new tribe quest coming in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot coming in a couple weeks just besides Occult. Occult Crescent's the stuff that people are like, that's the meat of what people are looking forward to. But I think there's also tribe quests and Manderville stuff.
Oh, goody!
Oh, what? You sound like you're unenthusiastic about Manderville quests.
Really? You're surprised by that after 68 episodes of this podcast?
I don't understand why you don't like him. You fucking cosplay his father. It's weird.
It's envy.
Look, it's not my fault that Godbert Manderville is the only way to make a semi-cool looking old guy in this game, okay?
There's a couple of other anime characters that Godbert looks like.
You could have gone full, oh god, he's from Full Metal Alchemist. He's got the mustache and the bald head. He's super muscly. Armstrong.
Yeah. Kind of. But there's like one, man, I'm gonna be being my brain about it. I think there's a Dragon Ball character that looks like him.
Oh. Not really.
You're asking the wrong person if you want my input on this, because all of the Dragon Ball I've seen was against my will.
Nah. You don't like balls?
Hey, balls are cool, dragons are cool. Anime where nothing happens over the course of one episode except two guys endlessly throwing the same cells of animation of fighting back and forth at each other, that's not so much.
Hey, sometimes you have to fight, and sometimes you have to get ready for the fight, and sometimes you have to get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready for the fight.
Sometimes you have to stand around and explain what just happened in the fight.
Right.
And they go, whoa, that move was the ultimate thing that does this other thing, and oh my god, did you see that?
Sometimes it take 3 episodes to conjure a giant ball of energy while the guy you're going to throw it at is standing right there and letting it happen.
Yes. That is accurate. As for me, I've been getting, it seems like every once in a while, like, I mean, maybe you're still getting hit hard by work, but like this has been a rough week or two for me for work for once. So my gameplay time has been down a fair bit. I've wanted to play more than I have been, but I'm running into the situation where I'm working roughly 50 hours a week instead of my usual 40. And while I still have free time, when I get home, I am too tired and fatigued to want to video game.
Yeah, that's
what little time I have, I've played some Claire Obscure Expedition 33, but which, by the way, is a magnificent fucking game. Obviously, if you've been on the internet, you've heard the hype about it. The hype is absolutely true and real. You need to buy that game and play that game. Holy fucking shit.
I have too many games.
I
Don't do this to me.
Okay. I will say this, Meagan. In a game where the main antagonist is called the Paintress, and where painting has a lot to do with this in a weird way, it's going to hit some vibes of yours, I think. Also, I will simply, if you want feels and emotions, holy fucking shit, this game.
Oh my god. See, I thought it was like Paintress, like she's a dominatrix for a second there.
Paintress.
All right. So let me guess. It's about like the soul of artistic endeavor. and why we create. That would be my guess.
So, well, okay. So the like big view scope of this thing is that the big concept is there's this giant character known as a paintress who's in the distance, and she paints this number on a monolith. Each year, it decreases by 1. And when she paints a new number, anyone of that age or older is dusted, basically.
Oof.
And so there is essentially a slow countdown of there's only so many years left until she starts erasing, 20-year-olds and teenagers and stuff. And so every year, a group of people go out on an expedition to try to take out the paintress. And that's the general thing, but that's the general concept of this game. I will say, it is a very fun turn-based RPG. It has a mechanic to it where you can also dodge and parry stuff, like if you played Super Mario RPG, kind of like that. But the timing on dodging and parrying can be a bit unforgiving. So
I'm not good at that shit.
So my suggestion is, if you don't like that shit, do one of two things. One, play it on story mode. Or if you want things to still be kind of challenging in terms of hitting you and stuff like that, but just make it easier to dodge and parry, buy it on your computer and just get a mod that makes the dodge and parry windows more forgiving.
I mean, yeah, I don't have a console unless it's the Switch. So
yeah, okay, so yeah, definitely, yeah. If you're buying it for Steam, let me know if you do, and I will tell you how to mod the game so that the dodge and parry windows are more forgiving. Not like cheating, but just something realistic for people with slower brains.
People who do not play FromSoft games.
Yeah, yes, my mod is basically makes it so that it's tailored for a non-FromSoft game player like me. I sucked at Elden Ring so bad. You have no idea. And Elden Ring's the easy game from FromSoft, guys.
Speaking of fucking hard difficulty modes, my friends have decided that they wanted to play V Rising on brutal mode. I am not good at it, so that's fun. And it's a fun game, and I'm really enjoying the castle mechanics, because me, I love building shit. But oh my god, it's almost like Diablo 2-esque or Diablo 3-esque, except you're moving with the keyboard instead of clicking, and your spells are. It's like a lot of click to die, click to kill, running around, that kind of thing. But it's fun. You're like a vampire. There's a whole blood drinking mechanic. You get different buffs depending on whose blood you drink. And we just got to the point where we can make vampire thralls who are hanging out at our castle, mining resources for us. And it is fun, but he made it. Our old guild leader made it brutal mode without telling us.
Wow.
And so me and Warren, we say we're the boomers of the group. We're the oldest ones, and so we're just why is this game so hard? I wonder.
That's a friendship kill off, if you ask me.
But no, the real friendship kill off is that they can come in. If you die, you drop all your items, and somebody else on the same server can just come in and take them.
Oh no!
As far as just Final Fantasy stuff that I've been doing, though, when I've had time, just doing occasional casino stuff. I'm logging on to the moon when I can. I haven't been doing it every day, and I'm definitely behind on getting weapon tokens. I've fallen behind on that. I still need to get 2 or 3 more to finish the weapon.
I need to get something, Ro.
It's the free gear, or the pity gear, as we call it. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy just. I like having games that I just log in and do something and then log out. But I like that I can do either in this game. I can just log in for 5 hours and grind my face off, or I can just be I'll just do the little oh my god, my brain, the raid, and then I'll just log off and do something else.
I have a confession I need to make. I have still not set foot in the current raids or the Alliance raid at all.
What?
Not even the Alliance raid.
No, I don't know what it is. Like the idea of going into like I don't know if it's like I had a bad experience with the last Alliance raid back in Endwalker, but just the idea of it seems on its face overwhelming to me, and I do not understand why.
Huh. It's really not that okay. Well, maybe the normal raid is a little tough, but only like in the third one. But I feel like that is like normal. Like they do that every time. Like the third one is like the raid breaker.
To be fair, life has also been super busy for us because the end of the school year is coming, and all my kids have like all manner of after school things. Like this past Friday, we had our daughter's last choir performance for the year, and we've also had her final Girl Scouts meeting for the year. It's just so much stuff, and the next 2 weeks should be a lot quieter because all the end of year stuff's over. It's just getting through the end of the year, like coursework or whatever the heck you call it at their grade level. Anyway, so I'm hoping maybe I'll between that and getting a CPAP machine so I can actually sleep well at night. Maybe I'll have the energy to set foot in Juneau, or dealing with the next batch of Arcadian fights. Or for whatever reason, I log in. I'm like, all right, gonna queue for the raid. Or I could just go do, MSQ and Alliance Raid roulettes, level up something. And that sounds more peaceful.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's remarkable, isn't it? Like, remember when I was quiet earlier on? I was at 89, and then I put it up to 95, and all of a sudden you can hear me.
This thing is entirely... I was about to say too sensitive, and I'm like, no, actually, it's not sensitive enough. If I have to crank this up to 100 to be heard properly, okay. Well, if you guys can hear me better now, sorry about that. Don't know what happened.
No worries.
Ready to get back to it.
Yes, we will go ahead and continue, and we'll go right now. All right, so I think on that note, we can shift things over and talk a little bit more about cosmic exploration and moon stuff and all that. I am going to say I didn't play. What was the name of the Heavens Ward content? The Firmament?
Ishgard Restoration?
Ishgardian Restoration, yeah. Okay. So I didn't do Ishgardian Restoration when it was current content because I didn't start until Shadowbringers was out. And I know that Ishgardian Restoration went through a lot of different changes and all that. So I have no context to kind of talk from like how it was back in the day. I will say I find this content on the moon, it's nice, relatively no-brain content. It's a nice time killer when you don't necessarily want to be beating your head against bosses and stuff like that. I am finding it as a relatively casual player and someone who's logging in only like maybe an hour or two to do stuff there a day. Super grindy, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I have every crafter and every gatherer at 100, so I don't get the benefit of leveling. So for me, the end goal for me, like the thing that I'm chasing, is the relics. I have like the level 7.7 pickaxe for my miner, and I haven't even begun work on any of the other jobs. So at the same time, I know of a close friend who has 2 relics already from this. So I mean, they have a lot more free time than I do, given. But I'm just like, man, I do not think I'm going to try to get the relics for the crafting jobs. I think my main thing is going to be getting the relics for the gathering stuff. Because trying to get 10 relics it feels a little lofty, but I think having a sweet looking pickaxe or whatever like that while you're gathering and stuff, that sounds feasible.
I mean, I've never been much of a relic chaser on the Disciples of Hand and Land jobs. Yes, I switched those around intentionally.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I just kind of go turn it in when I'm, sitting there grinding out recipes and just trying to level stuff up. I'm not interested in pursuing any of the A rank crafts. I've heard too many horror stories that they require like really, really good luck with like your skills to be able to proc and get the right, level of progression in like, the quality and or the collectability front. I just wanted to take this place to be like what I used Discard Restoration for, which by the way did come out in Shadowbringers. I just wanted it to be like a place I could go out and just mindlessly click buttons to level up the crafting jobs, because all I really want them for is like, okay, can I go do the Wachimeki Meki quests? Sweet. All right, I have exactly 2 of the 3 crafters I need to pull this off. I'll get the gatherers done next. But yeah, I've noticed that the progression of the relics, even when you're just sitting there doing that, seems very, very slow. And I guess that's by design, given that you can endlessly grind crafting recipes because they provide you all the materials. It's not like Discard Restoration where you're having to go farm that crap in the diadem and then also get stuff outside of the diadem to
That's a good point.
Do a lot of the crafting there. But I do have to say one other thing: the requirements for even like the DC and B rank recipes are wildly different from each other. You cannot just generate one macro to sit there and run through them all. You basically have to craft an individual macro each time, and there's no point in saving them because you don't know if you're ever going to get the same recipe again or how long it's going to take before it shows back up in your little log thing.
So just out of curiosity, though, have you by chance checked out like the Team Craft Discord to see if they found a macro that will work with the majority of them?
No, I have not. What I basically pull up, what is the name of the website? It's Falls Tools, the crafting solver website. I plug in my stats, and then every time I get a new recipe, I go change the level, the durability, and the quality and progress needed to complete it. Click the generate button and just change my macro out to whatever it spits out. Complete that one and basically repeat the process over and over again.
Gotcha.
I have not seen if there's like a collection of macros that, is like, oh, these are all the macros you need for any variety of recipe. I'm like, I haven't checked out their Discord to see if that's present, if that's a thing. I just basically make a new macro every time.
Gotcha. I feel like there's probably going to be a certain macro out there, and I haven't done the research yet because I haven't done any of the crafter stuff with any like seriousness. I feel like there's probably a macro 2 out there that will work for a fair number of things, maybe not everything, but it's something to consider. I feel like the Team Craft Discord community always seems to find something within a week or so that tends to work with most things.
I mean, it's possible, but given that durability for these crafts can range from 80 to as low as 25, I've seen recipes that have next to nothing required for progress, but like the quality the quality need is like sky high. The numbers are so wildly different and inconsistent from one another that I would shudder to imagine how you could ever come up with a single macro to encompass all of them.
Gotcha. I did not realize there were that many different like durability and quality thresholds.
Yeah, they you could look at one recipe and be like, okay, this looks like something fairly standard. Then you pull up a next one, you're like, what in God's name is happening here? The 25 durability ones are sometimes brutal to like, get through all the requirements without losing durability and having the thing fall apart on you.
Right. Interesting. Meagan, how far have you dug into this thing so far?
Well, I don't have any hand or land that are at 100, so I'm just leveling, and I'm very happy with it. I'm just out here. I fucking love mindless content because I will get in a mood where I will just like put on a podcast or an audiobook, and I will just click buttons, and it feels good. And like I haven't been in that mood for a while, but I am like back in it again, which is why I'm like the whole like, oh yeah, I like this game. Like I don't know, I think I got burned out on it at the end of Dawn Trail, but like now I'm coming back to it being like, oh yeah, this does give me the good goblin view.
So I have to ask a question, Meagan.
Mm-hmm.
When you click that synthesize button, do you hear someone in the background go, wow, I feel good?
No.
Well, you should.
It definitely is good podcast listening music. I'm either, when I'm doing crafting stuff, I'm either talking to someone in Discord or I'm listening to a podcast. So it's good for definitely catching up on stuff. There's plenty of YouTube stuff that I listen to more than I really watch.
I do that.
I'll put a YouTube thing on and just listen to it while I'm doing crafting or gathering stuff, rather.
Yeah, I have a couple of channels. I have a couple of channels I used to be big fans of, and they've stopped making new videos. They've all retired from that game. I'll just put on like a playlist of some of their old content, like, oh yeah, I remember back when the pandemic was not a thing.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Yeah, well,
I love a video essay. I will put that shit on in the background all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, sure, I have 4 hours to listen to the history of this obscure, like, 90s JRPG I've never heard of before.
Meagan, have you spun the wheel yet?
No, I have not. How do I spin this wheel?
Spin the wheel, make it go talk to a bundle.
So you know the currencies. How there's like a white currency and a blue currency.
Yeah, I've been wondering what the blue currency's for.
The blue currency,
1,000 of them get you a wheel spin.
Yep, what he said.
And
so,
it's one of the bunnies. The same way anything happens on the moon. Go talk to the bunnies.
Here, an easy way to find the bunny: if you're ever there during a red alert, right after the red alert, go to where everyone else is in the center of town.
I have a question about those, by the way, Ro. Huh. Have you noticed that whenever there's a red alert, all the lights blaring are actually yellow?
Yes.
I'm like, someone has not watched enough Star Trek, because when the captain calls red alert, the red lights come on. When he calls yellow alert, the yellow lights come on. You've got glam pieces based on spacesuits and Star Trek uniforms. Why did you get this so wrong?
I also think it was super funny when they were like, or one of the options for being like, I want to go to the space was like, well, I'm not the one in the red shirt.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, the Star Trek references were good.
Yeah, there's a couple of them out there.
The music is great.
The music is fantastic. I love that. Have you done any of the they're not fates, but they're the equivalent, where it's like, we need to pass this to progress to the next stage of building the base?
Every time I log in, I either just miss it or I'm just not logging on when they're happening. Well, I think Diablos right now is on maybe the 7th or 8th phase of this thing.
Probably. Basically, they get overwhelmed with the sheer number of people trying to do them, and it's literally like, run here, click thing, run back, click other thing. At both times I've done it, it's been basically like pulling batteries out of rovers, going and recharging them and shoving them back in said rovers. But it like becomes phonetically fast. Nope, I messed that up again. Frenetically fast paced. And of course, what music is playing in the background? The Fall Guys collab music.
Wait, is that literally the music they use?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy. It's also ridiculously fun, because you're just like watching this swarm of players phase in and out of existence as you approach a thing you're supposed to be clicking. And then, of course, if you have nameplates enabled, they're all blocking it. And then you have that, Fall Guys music going on in the background. You're like, oh, dear Lord, this is too much. But it's a lot of fun.
I feel like the Fall Guys music would give me some PTSD of trying to deal with that stupid freaking glove.
Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, it would probably do that too. But, you got to go recharge the lunar batteries. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get involved in one of those things. I'm just never on at the right time for it. Trying to catch red alerts is just a chore, but if you're only playing like an hour or so a day, the red alerts happen roughly every 4 hours.
It's kind of weird, because they are sometimes they just don't include a certain class.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so each red alert only covers 5.
I thought that was weird, because I was like trying to level my alchemy, and then I was like, where do I go for alchemy? It's like, nowhere.
Right.
Your services are not needed, ma'am.
The only time I did some crafting stuff was during a red alert because my mining wasn't wanted during the red alert. So okay, fine. I shall work on carpentry.
The one time I saw a red alert, I was leveling God, that must have been when I was leveling Weaver and it wasn't required. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to sit here and spinning the old wheel. And why are all the lights yellow? This is some bullshit.
So you said you got the mech. And funny thing about the mech, by the way, did you get the mech the same day I did? So the day that I'd posted in Discord when I got the mech mount, did you get it that day or was it?
It was either that day or the day before. I do not recall which one. I believe because you posted about it in the afternoon or evening, right?
Yes.
I think I got it that very morning. I literally just walked over because I'd seen it. I have a couple of friends in my FC who had it. And I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. It's going to cost every bit of gil I have to go buy right now. I don't think I can do that. All right, I'll just go see if I get lucky with the spins. Oh, hey, here's a wheel where it's like a 1 in 4 chance to get the mech mount. I'll try this one. Spin. I did it.
The only thing that kind of frustrates me about this mount is you can't use it on the moon.
Yeah,
because there's no mounts on the moon.
There are no mounts on the moon.
They should let you have that one.
Right? Even if it's just walking speed, I don't need to go faster. Just let me be in the mech.
Well, I think they're worried that if they allowed that, people would just like have that mech all over the place, and it would make it very hard to see anything that's going on. Because that thing is very tall.
I get that. Just don't do it in town. Like make town like no
a no mech zone.
No mech zone in the center and stuff. But it's fine. Maybe who knows? Maybe when we get to the last phase, they'll free it up for flying and stuff. Who knows?
Also, you can use it on the moon, just not that particular zone of the moon.
Well, yeah, that is also true. And and then there's one of the two mech ops where one of the mech ops you are actually using one of those things.
Yeah, that's where the model's from.
Yep. Mech ops are cool. They're kind of simple, and I think the one with the crystals is way shorter than the one with the sponges.
Yeah, it is. I've done both of those, and I think I can agree with that.
I have never gotten anything good from a Big Bang Fortune from doing mech ops when I get chosen. So I think Big Bang Fortunes are a lie.
We are not saying the Big Bang is a lie. Please do not email the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done
There's
any
the
of
episode
those.
titled "The Big Bang Is a Lie." Well, watch what kind of listeners that gets.
Also, Meagan, congrats on the rover. I saw you just posted that in the Discord.
Thank you. I was literally, I may or may not be on the moon as we speak. I may have run over to see what would happen. And I was like, is this the guy? And I was like, yeah, this is the guy. I'm like, I may as well click it. First try. Baby.
Literally one of the rarest things to get.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
It's the last major thing I need from that guy.
Meagan, you said that you're really lucky when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I am. I'm really lucky at raffles and like giveaways. I don't know why, but it's only if it's like something that I either don't know what I'm going to get or I don't care what I'm going to get. If I'm like really invested, my luck is bad. But if I'm just like, what's this? I guess I'll enter. I end up winning very often.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 7 different pairs of glasses. I got one of the pairs of glasses and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of a rare thing. And the guild maker and me is like, wonder how much that goes for on the auction house. So I go over to Limsa, go ahead and check the board. It goes for a whopping 18,000 gil.
Yay.
I guess glasses aren't that chic.
It's not nothing, but it probably is nothing for you, Mr. I have a high rolling casino.
Mm-hmm.
The casino actually, the casino's been doing terribly lately.
Oh no!
The casino funds that have been dwindling at an accelerating rate. Here's the thing: I have my own funds and I have the casino funds, and when the casino funds do run out, that will be it for the casino. And I will say, okay, closing up shop for the casino, and I will convert the casino into something else with that large house space. I don't know, but there will come a day. Now people, there are some people who listen to this podcast who do come to the Crimson Casino once in a while. Hi, Glitter, if you're listening. I have a regular customer whose character name is Glitter Bomb, and she's amazing. But there will come a day when the Crimson Casino closes its doors. It's inevitable. It's not a matter of if, but when. And I just hope that is later and not sooner. But it's still fun. I mean, I love doing this stuff. The thing is, here's the thing about the in-game casinos. Like 90% of, well, maybe even more than 90%, most in-game casinos are designed in such a way where the odds are incredibly stacked against you. And they're like most regular casinos where, yes, you could win big, but odds are the house is going to win. Everything favors the house. The way I design my games at the Crimson, yes, the odds favor the house, but nowhere near as much as they do in other casinos. And I do weird, wacky, special payout bullshit, which usually results in me taking a loss or breaking even. But for me, it's more about making a fun experience than it is I'm going to make a shit ton of money.
And it is fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I love your showmanship.
I like changing orchestra music for special bullshit. Right now,
and lighting.
Yep.
It's like a whole dinner show.
Right now in the Crimson, we've got it's the season of Zimball. So Zim built a pinball machine in the casino, like using objects and stuff like that. So we have a machine that looks like a pinball machine, and I have a game design that kind of simulates pinball, where basically you're doing a random 10 thing, and the result is did you hit a bumper, a flipper, and stuff, and the point is to see who gets the highest score, and there's group gambling involved in it, and everyone's trying to get the high score, and it's fun. So
that sounds amazing, but also really complicated.
Yes, it is. The macros I use are insane. But it's all part of the show. But let's see. Other thoughts I had about this whole thing is, I think this is an all right start. Is this everything I expected it to be? I'm not even exactly sure what I was expecting, and I think I'm wondering if this might be, if the aesthetic of it might be a turnoff to some people because we're just in a different area of the moon. What about all these other worlds we're going to go to? Well, I get it. This first phase is to get us to the point where we can travel to those other worlds. But I have seen some people, say like, well, it looks all gray and boring and it's just empty and stuff. It's like, yes, that is space. 99.999% of cosmic exploration is exploring a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the aesthetics of our little moon base. Mm-hmm. I want 99% of the things I'm looking at as housing items, and the fact that there's like 2 that don't even look near as high tech as the rest of the stuff on the moon is what's available in this patch for housing items is, to me, kind of bullshit. But I love, futuristic, science fiction looking, just aesthetics in general. So I think this place looks amazing. I will just I will ride those little portal things that quickly shoot you from one region of the base to the other. I think that's just a lot of fun. It looks cool. I'm excited for what we're building to, because I mean, the whole point of Ishgard Restoration was to eventually build for quote unquote the Ishgard housing district.
Right.
So I mean, we're all clearly working together towards some new system or some adaptation of a system that we're going to have in the future. We just got to be patient and keep grinding away on it, and reap in those nice rewards like cool mech mounts.
I'm not expecting this at all, but it would be pretty cool if a new housing district somewhere otherworldly gets opened up because of all of this.
That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Again, expectations super low on that one. But
I was honestly kind of hoping that they'd be tied together with the new open world, different leveling system content. Like, hey, you can also level your battle jobs by going to different planets and, putting down threats to the mission, or stuff that's like, menacing potential alien allies we're making. But unfortunately, it did end up working that way.
yeah, that is a good point. I would have I would have thought that they would use cosmic exploration as a way to like also, and I mean, we don't know, they haven't done that, or we haven't gone to the other worlds yet, but I'm hoping that as far as the future of the expansion goes, that we're doing more than just, possibly going to other reflections. I'd be interested in going to literally another world. I mean, we have Loperate spacefaring technology, so why not stay in the same reflection and go to some other planet and stuff like that? I do not believe that, and maybe this is what the lore is, it feels implied from Endwalker, but I don't think that Etheris is the only world with life on it.
It might have been at one point, but I think one of the things that happened at the end of the base Endwalker was that Meteon essentially reseeded the galaxy.
Well, yeah, as far as but I mean, like, well, yes, but as far as that goes, I mean, I hope that Etheris is not the only world with developed civilizations. I mean, I'm hoping that there are other worlds there where there's still, some civilizations out there, and Etheris isn't just like, oh, it's just Etheris, that's it.
Yeah, something the media didn't absolutely wreck with their nonsense. We can hope.
Yep. All right, a question I have for you two before we wrap up, since the Occult Crescent is coming out in a couple weeks. That is the exploration battle content, kind of like Bajja, Eureka, all that stuff. The gimmick with this one is phantom jobs, where you basically get to pick another job and borrow an ability or two or some passive bonuses or aspect from it. Now, here's the thing. We know next to nothing about the actual details of these phantom jobs as far as like what the abilities do and how powerful they'll make you and stuff like that. You can kind of guess based on some of the things they've done in earlier systems, but without knowing mostly anything about this whole system, if you were to pick a phantom job for your main, first, what's your main going to be in this content, and what will your phantom job be?
Probably gonna say summoner, because if it's new and I don't understand it yet, I can't be doing anything else.
For your main?
All right.
Phantom job?
Is Beastmaster one of them?
I don't think Beastmaster is, because I think Beastmaster is just going to be like the new job when they do the 0.55. Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what the phantom jobs are. What are they?
You don't even, let's say this, you don't even necessarily have to know what the list is. Like, just pick a job, whether it exists or not. Even if it's a bullshit one, I'm just interested in the answer more than it being technically correct or not.
I just want more pets. I want pet classes. I want minions. I want to throw my friends at my enemies.
Maybe so if they have a necromancer.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm all over that.
That was going to be my answer, actually, was, all right, so here's my question when it comes to phantom jobs. Are you fine? Is this going to be what gets you to stop being cowards, CBU3? Give me my freaking necromancer. I've asked for it as a regular job. I've even said I'll be okay with it. I really wouldn't have been, as a limited job. But you know what? You teased us with the Hero's Gauntlet, and then you didn't deliver. Give me a necromancer. Besides, you guys have a problem with, Bajja at least had this. I didn't really delve into Eureka too much. Honestly, I always had a hard time getting into Bajja because it felt like it was very difficult to solo anything in there. So give me something that makes it easier, and that includes a wall of minions to just, occupy the enemy while I shoot it down as a machinist or whatever the heck I end up going in there as.
I have a little more information. So according to the wiki for FF14, there are going to be 12 phantom jobs available on release of Occult Crescent. Not all of them are listed here, but we know 10 of them. So 10 of the 12 are Freelancer, Knight, Monk, Time Mage, Bard, Geomancer, Ranger, Berserker, Chemist, and Cannoneer.
So Bard's getting demoted?
I think I'm going to go Summoner. I'm probably going to go Summoner Chemist or Summoner Time Mage.
Time Mage does sound pretty cool.
I want to know, can I full broadside someone as a cannoneer? That sounds pretty amazing.
Machinist Cannoneer, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. More guns.
But yeah, so that leaves just 2 other jobs that we don't know about, and then there'll be additional jobs that are in 7.45 and 7.55. But yeah, Time Mage and Chemist are the ones that kind of call out to me the most.
Yeah, I know they want to encourage people to group up and take on whatever the equivalent of fates are going to be. I think they were called critical events in Baja or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, sometimes I just want to go in there and grind out some levels on a job I'm leveling, and also make some progression on whatever system you've got for leveling inside that thing, so I can progress the story. Maybe I want to go in there on some off hours when there's not a whole lot of people. Please just make it easier for me to solo is all I'm asking, Square Enix.
That's one reason why I'm thinking Chemist, because to me, Chemist sounds like if you're a DPS job, you take Chemist and they'll give you an extra heal, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just whatever you can do to make it less painful is all I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked the me and 100 of my friends coming to beat you up, but it was I'm whenever I'm playing, I'm always playing with Word, so I never have to worry about soloing stuff.
Well, unlike you, my devoted partner refuses to get into this dang game as much as I've tried. So I am not blessed with such companionship.
Tell her she could be a cat girl.
I've tried, it doesn't work. Also, she made her character and it was a Vieira girl for the 2 days she played the free trial.
I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up for this one?
Not really.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Meagan, I'm going to do a recurring segment that pops up every once in a while. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes. Is there an anime people should be watching if they haven't been doing so?
Current or one that they should catch up on from
relatively current?
Relatively current? Well, okay, there is one that is going on that is releasing new episodes right now, but it has 2 previous seasons. It's really good, and it's called The Apothecary Diaries. It is a historical fantasy set in an ancient China-like civilization, wherein the main character, Mao Mao, is one of my favorite characters in all of anime. She's up there with Frieren. And people often compare Mao Mao and Frieren as is this the dawn of the amazing female protagonist? But she's very calm and collected and cool-headed, except when it comes to poisons. That is her special interest, and she turns into a little goblin anytime somebody has ingredients or is poison, or she gets basically kidnapped and taken to the Real Palace, which is where all the concubines of the emperor live. And she's being forced to work as a maid there, but she kind of works her way up and she ends up as a poison taster, and she's really into it. But also there's all of this palace intrigue that's going on around her, and all this great world building and lore and stuff. There's no magic, but it's definitely it's not actually ancient China. It's a different world, and the differences are really interesting to see. And it's kind of almost like a Sherlock Holmes thing, where every week she kind of solves a new mystery using her apothecary skills or just her deduction skills. But yeah, it's the characters are really fun and good. It can be really funny. It can be really like heartwarming or like heartstring pulling. And also the world is like super fucked up, but like in a very realistic and historically realistic way. If you consider we're dealing with women who are basically trading their bodies for status and safety and food and stuff, or ones that are just like, hey, guess what? Your family sold you. You're a maid now forever. Yeah, it's very good. It's a very good series. I would say like Freeland and Dungeon Meshi are probably both better as overall packages, but Apothecary Diaries is like in that sphere. Like it's very good. It's not. I would say Dungeon Meshi and Freeland are like almost perfect in my estimation. And I don't think Apothecary Diaries is quite there, but I love it a lot. And what I love about it is the characters, especially the main two, Mao Mao, who I just described, and Jinshi, who is a eunuch in the Rear Palace, who is extremely beautiful. And everybody in his life like reacts to him like, oh, he's so pretty. And they're all like flabbergasted around him. And Mao Mao is like, what the fuck? Who is this creep? Get away from me. And he's like, oh. And so their dynamic is very funny and very fun. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
I will have to look into this a little further. I am intrigued.
It's both on Netflix and Crunchyroll, I think.
Oh, nice.
I definitely know it's on Crunchyroll. I saw it recently on Netflix. I don't know if it's just like the first season and like the new stuff's coming out on Crunchyroll, but any season of it's worth watching.
Cool. I think that is going to do it for episode 68. The next episode will likely be on all the juicy 0.25 content, Occult Crescent, Hildebrand, Tribal Quests. All in all, I think it will be a very nice episode. 69. Yeah. I had to. I'm sorry. Until then, Brandon, where can people find you on the internet?
You can catch me on all the various social sites. Most active on Blue Sky. I am the BMAT, THEBMATT. You can catch my various Dungeons and Dragons writing, because that's mostly what it is these days, over at yourquestlogisfull.wordpress.com. And you can also catch me on the D&D podcast +5 to hit, where I'm just playing a perfectly normal, regular wizard who this little chaos goblin over here has decided is her mortal enemy for reasons I don't understand.
Because
you know exactly what you did.
I did nothing. We've had one session. I have not had time to do anything to you.
You read her backstory, okay? You know what's happening.
Actually, I didn't. You never gave me the full thing.
Oh my god, I swear I did. I thought you did this on purpose to antagonize me.
No, I really didn't. I've had this character envisioned in my head since long before I joined +5 to hits.
I really posted a link to the story of her backstory, and in her backstory, she gets kidnapped by a human wizard who slaughtered her entire family and then cast charm creature on her, charm person on her, and kept her as a pet her entire life. And then you're like, I'm going to make a human wizard.
I swear to God.
Him.
I swear to God.
Like him.
I swear
to God. Like, oh, okay. Brandon wants to go. All right.
I swear on God, on my children, on my wife, this was a character I had planned out for ages, and I just got the opportunity because the group makeup changed, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can actually be a wizard. This will be fun. And I swear...
I thought you were like, hey, I'll set up a dynamic wherein Meagan and I can like...
I swear to God, I did not do that. I do not think you gave me that link to your backstory. I had no idea about any of this.
I'm absolutely. Put it in the group chat, goddammit.
If you did, I missed it. I'm going to go look for it now. I have not read that. I swear to you.
I really thought that you were like, hey, we'll have a little headbutt situation, and it'll be good for drama.
Dakin, I don't want to spend another podcast fighting with you. I swear.
I've got to admit, Brandon, when I saw what character you made, I thought like, yeah, it's like, wow, he's really going after Meagan because
Bro, if anybody should know why I picked this character, it's you. Did you not catch the name?
Yes, I did catch the name. But I still...
My character's grandfather is the one Tom referred to all the dang time.
I know.
I did not do this on purpose, and now I want to switch characters again just because of this.
I don't believe you.
It's fine. It'll be fine. All right. Meagan, in addition to now being on +5 to hit with Ward, by the way, where else can people find you and a certain new webcomic?
If you go to webtoon.com and you search for Sweet Mercy, I am publishing a horror comic. If you like gothic horror stories, if you like Victorian era horror, if you like slight spoilers, some Revenant Yurei vampire shenanigans, if you like Junji Ito stories and comics, this is probably a good one for you. Unfortunately, it's coming out a little slower than I anticipated, but I'm almost done with the second chapter. It will be up soon, I swear to God. And then we do the next show, and I'm like, it's soon, guys. No, never mind. But otherwise, I am Cat Mom Meagan. That is all one word. Meagan is Meagan. I'm on Blue Sky. I am on Instagram now, where I'm posting a lot of pictures of Butterscotch and Bonbon, just like time whenever I take them. And I'm on TikTok, which is also so far has been just pictures of Bonbon bullying me. Or videos of Bonbon bullying me. So if you want to see that, that's a great place to go. Also on Tumblr and Instagram and Tumblr is kind of where I post my art, but I haven't been posting much of it yet because I'm working on this comic so much that's taking all my art stuff. But speaking of my art stuff, on Twitch, which is also Cat Mom Meagan, I should be starting to stream the +5 to hit when we're recording it. I'm almost done with the setup for it. It's going to be very cool. I can't wait to show you guys. I've made a special interface for it. I just need to finish a few people need to tell me what their characters completely look like or what they want them to look like permanently, because I don't want to be like, here, I drew you in a dress, and they're like, I wear armor. I'm like,
I've already seen what the DM looks like, and it's perfect.
I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to have that. That should be up and running the next time that we record, which is going to be episode 2, I think, is it? Yeah, because we had our episode.
Probably the episode 2. I mean, the first one I called kind of episode 0-ish, but I'm still going to call it episode 1 of the campaign.
Yeah, because we actually got into a fight, so I figured that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, and we almost got fucking obliterated. Poor Ward's character is just like, hello, I'm Melee. I'm like, oh, that's not good for you, sweetie.
Meagan, I have 3 words for you. Careful spell meta magic.
Oh God, look, man. My character is a goblin wild magic sorcerer. So
I can't wait. I can't wait for the chaos. Oh my God.
Chaos has already begun. It only goes down or up depending on your point of view from here.
Yes. Yes.
Good Lord. I designed her to be I picked the most chaotic spells that I could for her, and she gets the wild magic table, so
yeah, the 2024 wild magic table.
So
all right. As for myself, you can find me by just contacting the show, which is on Blue Sky at apodcastreborn, or you can email us at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. The theme music for our show is provided by Husky by the Geek. A link to his YouTube channel will be included in the show notes. And of course, that music, that's derivative of Final Fantasy 14 music or Final Fantasy in general, that here on this podcast belongs to Square Enix and no copyright infringement is intended. That will do it for episode 68. We'll talk to you in roughly, 2 weeks for Occult Crescent, so maybe 3-4 weeks from now. Until then, for Meagan, for Brandon, and of course for Butterscotch and Bonbon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. Brandon.
And also for my wife, because it's Mother's Day and she graciously allowed me to record this podcast today.
Indeed.
Speaking of my wife, what did she say when I asked her if she wanted to have a picnic in Urkopacha?
What did she say?
She said, sounds great. Alpaca lunch.
Alpaca.
Oh, you think the dad jokes in this household just come from me? No.
That was definitely a mom joke. Well played. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.